Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Devoted dog ran 4 miles to alert others that his owner desperately needed help. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. In a heartwarming tale of loyalty and courage, a devoted dog named Blue ran 4 miles to alert others that his owner desperately needed help. Blue is an angel with 4 paws and a wagging tail. He was recently named a hero for saving his owner's life after a terrifying car accident in the Oregon wilderness. The story begins with Brandon Garrett, who had set out on an adventure with his 4 canine companions. When Brandon didn't arrive at his camp as expected, his family grew concerned. The next morning, Brandon's family located his crashed vehicle off a steep embankment on U.S. Forest Service Road 39. But the rough terrain made it impossible for them to reach the wreckage. That's when Blue, one of Brandon's loyal dogs, took matters into his own paws. Sensing the urgency, Blue embarked on a nearly 4-mile journey back to camp to get help. When Blue arrived, his determination and distress immediately alerted the camping party that something was amiss. Blue's actions were nothing short of extraordinary, showcasing the unbreakable bond between him and his human. The wreckage that Blue led them to was unmanageable. They had found that Brandon's truck flipped on its side down 100 feet into a rocky creek bed. The rescue team quickly deployed their equipment and faced the challenging task of reaching Brandon. Once they located him, they secured him in a secure basket to pull him out of the ravine to safety. He was then airlifted to a regional hospital for medical treatment. Everyone learned that Brandon, along with his 4 dogs, had failed to navigate a curve, causing the vehicle to tumble off the embankment. Despite the harrowing ordeal, Brandon managed to crawl approximately 100 yards from the wreckage and spent the night there until Blue came to the rescue, leading the way. Residents praised the first responders and the brave actions of the dogs, particularly Blue, whose quick thinking and loyalty likely saved Brandon's life. One commenter beautifully summed it up. All 4 dogs are heroes, especially Blue, who ran 4 miles back to camp and alerted the family. Another added, amazing. Thankful for this outcome. Somebody get that dog a bone. He saved a person. This touching story of Blue's bravery serves as a powerful reminder of the profound connection between dogs and humans. These furry friends are more than just pets. They are guardians, companions, and in moments like these, true heroes. Blue's dedication and love turned a potential tragedy into a story of hope and survival, proving that angels often come on 4 legs with wagging tails. John 15:13. Greater love hath no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. These soldiers are adopting the dogs they fell in love with while on deployment. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. 4 soldiers are adopting the dogs they fell in love with while deployed overseas. Their reunion is adorable and heartwarming. When the soldiers were deployed overseas to the Middle East, they found a litter of puppies born in a bunker. These sweet pups comforted the soldiers in the war zone. The soldiers were able to take care of the dogs and fell in love with them. My mind was just all over the place, Specialist Narly Garcia said about her time overseas. I was trying to survive and focus on our job and trying to get the mission done. Specialist Garcia fell in love with one of the pups and named him Hades. He was the fluffiest little potato that you've ever seen, she said. As their time in the Middle East ended, they contacted the organization Paws of War. This organization, which started in 2014, has brought more than 100 dogs and cats rescued by our troops overseas to safety in the United States. It took them 3 tries to rescue the dogs from the hostile war zone, but they finally succeeded. The organization fed the dogs, vaccinated them, and worked on travel plans to return them to the U.S. After that, it was time to reunite the dogs with the soldiers adopting them, which they did in New York. Specialist Narly Garcia and 3 other soldiers, Specialist Michael Branch, Specialist Kai Garnett, and Sergeant Ryan Keeson, were united with 5 of the 7 dogs. King, Hades, Shiloh, Socks, and Milo met back up with the soldiers in a beautiful reunion. Hey baby, great reunion, you remember me, Specialist Branch gushed. It's like memory being out over there, having him back, Specialist Garnett commented. I can tell this is a great emotional sport for me. Hopefully he likes his new surroundings, Specialist Garcia said. He'll be well taken care of. Milo and Shiloh reunited with Sergeant Keystone, who said the dogs brought him a sense of relief, of friendship, of love. The other 2 dogs will go to soldiers in other parts of the U.S. It's heartwarming to know that the dogs will now be headed to their forever homes with the soldiers who loved them so very much. The Lord has appeared of old to me, saying, Yes, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn you. Jeremiah 31:3.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.